Hey, so this week I wanted to discuss the reason why we get bored and complacent in our life. And, well, a big reason. And it has to do with innovation and change. You know, we're not changing, we're not switching up things in our life. We're running on the hamster wheel basically. Going nowhere. We're just in the same spot doing the same thing. And that's why people get depressed, they get bored, they get complacent. You have to keep stimulating your mind and your body. You think about, the human anatomy, exercise. You have to do new exercises for growth, right? You can't keep doing the same exercise. It's going to work at first, but you can't keep doing the same exercises week after week after week because your body's going to adapt to it. Same thing with your brain. Think of your brain as a muscle. You have to keep learning, keep reading, keep experiencing new things, or you're just gonna sit there and nothing's ever gonna change. You can't keep watching reruns, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. What's that gonna do for you? You know what they're doing. It's the same. They did the same thing that they did last week and the week before. Keep learning. Keep trying new things. That's why we get bored in life. That's why complacency happens, right? People always. I know people always say, "Oh, I know all about change." I've heard that. But are they actually doing it? No. They go to their 9 to 5 jobs and blame the world for their problems, but they're not doing anything about it. They'll tell you, "Oh, I know I've heard about change. I know about that. That's important." But do they do it? See, that's the key is doing. You can know, but you got to do it. It's that simple. I guess it's not simple because people don't do it, but the idea. Innovation is the way of the business world. I mean, any business or self-help or self-improvement book that I've read, they all stress on innovation, becoming better, new ideas, new experiences, new changes, right? When MySpace was around, guess who came in and innovated that idea? Facebook. Blockbuster Video, Netflix. VHS, DVDs. See what I'm saying? These companies, they get some success. They're the top dog, and that's it. We're here. We did it. That's it. We don't have to do anything. We've made it to the finish line. But then this new company sees what they're doing, and they're like, "Hey, I got a better idea." And that's where Netflix comes in. That's where Facebook comes in. That's where Apple, all these companies, I got a better idea, and I'm not going to stop there. Once I do that better idea, then I got an even better idea. And then I got an even better idea than that. Right? They're willing to grow. They're willing to change. In the entertainment industry, it was Motley Crue, and then Nirvana wiped them out. You look at Jay-Z. He's been able to stay relevant for so long because he's not just an artist. He's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He can do it all. He's not willing he's not going to label himself, "Oh, I'm just a rapper. That's all I'm going to do." He's going to keep evolving. I got my foot in the door. I'm going to keep climbing. That's where, his clothing company, taking over Island Def Jam Records with L.A. Reid. And then once that ran its course, okay, You know, he could have stayed there, like, oh, I got a record company, I'm doing pretty good. But no, he kept going. Then he, title. You just keep evolving. The world's always changing, and you have to keep up. If you're gonna stay relevant, you have to keep up. There's a story that I read that I really liked, and it was an exercise they were putting on, and it was walking on a bed of hot coals. So the author was telling the story, and I know I'm not going to tell it as well as she did, but the point was she's getting ready to walk across it, right? Her heart was pounding. She was nervous. Oh, what if I get burned? What if this happened? What if, all these different scenarios could happen, Fight or flight response. When you're doing something new, you're scared. That's exactly, she was afraid she's going to get burned, or, the worst case scenario is going to happen, right? She walked across it on her first try. Not a burn, not a scratch, nothing. And she was just absolutely shocked and blown away by that. So when she was done, once the adrenaline wore off, she walked over to the people that were putting on the exercise and was like, "Hey, what happened? How did I not get burned?" And they just looked at her with a straight face, just kind of smiled and said, "Because it was your first time, you didn't get burned." If you look at, they said, the people who come back and do it again, they've done it before, right? They've had that experience. They get cocky, they know what's going to happen already, and they get burned. They said the people who do it the first time almost never get burned because they don't know what's going to happen. The people who come back and do it a second or third time almost always get burned because they think they know the answer. They know what's going to happen. So the point of the story is don't think you have all the answers. Don't think you have the solution, you have the path, the way to do things. Approach everything as if it's brand new, if it's a new experience. Even if if you're going to work, do something new, try something new. That's gonna expand your perspective on life, and just always be willing to learn and adapt. And that's all I got for this week. Keep growing, keep innovating, keep changing. Thanks for watching.